What's up, Kobe? How you doing?
Hey man, thanks for coming. I'm glad you guys were able to come by, and good to have you in the lab to get to show you and everyone else, what we do here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So what we're going to be doing today is, as you can see, we have a bunch of different little bottles right here, and we are going to explain the entire extraction process from the original hemp flower to the entire process all the way down to when you get to what is used in Spekr products is CBD isolate. And we will explain to you why I use CBD isolate. And let's just start this off and go through this process, because this is what I've always wanted to do with Spekr, is show you all the absolute transparency that goes into making products, because most businesses don't care about this. Their supply chains are not connected. They don't really know the lab it comes from. They don't know the farm it comes from. But what we're trying to do out here, we're trying to change that a little and show full transparency between the entire supply chain from the time it's grown to the time you are putting those drops or using the lotion.
Real quick, I appreciate that you actually care about, knowing and seeing firsthand what goes into your products. That's really respectable. So a little update, this is our R&D lab here at Zelios. We do a lot of process optimization and kind of experimentation to try to develop new things here. So yeah, like you said, we'll just jump right into what we do and kind of how it starts. So this right here is hemp biomass grown here in Kentucky. Biomass is what we consider industrial hemp grown for the use of industrial extraction for cannabis processing. And we receive this product, or this material. It goes into our quarantine area. It will then be sampled and tested for heavy metals, microbes, pesticides, the potency, any kind of residual solvents or anything like that. We check it out.
And I really like your lab tests, because it's something that when you sent me a sample, you sent me a lab test with the sample even, which goes above and beyond on what most extraction facilities are providing.
We want you to have as much information as you can to make the best decision for what's best for you and your company with Spekr. So yeah, including certs, certificates, COAs, everything. That's just standard.
All the way down to inviting us over to Kentucky and saying, well, why don't you come look at it with your own eyes? And I was like, well, why don't I? And here we are.
Yep. So after all the samples check out, tests come back, it'll then go into material handling, which is prepping for the initial extraction. During this phase, this material will be ground up and milled to a very small piece size, and then loaded onto a tray and into the oven for the decarboxylation phase. The decarboxylation phase is taking the CBDA that's present in the material and converting it into a CBD. So when we do that initial extraction, the potencies and yields are increased. So after the decarb, it will be extracted, and these two right here are the same. This has just been melted down, so you guys can't really see that too well right here, but this is raw crude right off of the extractor. This is that same raw crude melted down. I've had it out for about a week or so prepping for this, so it has actually crystallized. So you can see the little crystals in here. That is the CBD content in there, readily crystallizing in raw crude, which is pretty cool to see. After it is decarbed, it's packed into the cans, and like those 14 supercritical extraction machines you saw out there.
And the decarboxylation process is when you turn it from the raw form into the bioactive, essentially kind of like slightly cooked form.
It's basically prepping the material for extraction by converting all of the CBDA into CBD to increase, the overall potency of CBD.
Yes.
So after it's completed the decarb, it will be moved into, continue along the material handling phase into the can packing. It'll be packed into the cans, placed into the machines, and then that's where we'll do our initial extraction, which we utilize supercritical CO2 here. So that'll run, I believe, maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours, depending on the pressure we decide to use, given the material. There's a lot of variables. We could go down that rabbit hole.